This is the Great Legend, and I'm coming at you live. Really early AM hours, my friends. It's February 22nd, almost 1:30 Central Standard Time, about 1:28 AM. And I got home. It's kind of tired, the old 21st, man. What a day, It's just, what was it, Wednesday, kind of middle of the week, and got home, had me a little Taco Bell. I know Alex, the comic order, loves some Taco Bell. And man, I just like crashed, I think I sent a private message to my good brother, Rebel Comics, and I asked LP, is like, are you going to get some gaming tonight? Because he was playing some Dungeons and Dragons, some of that tabletop game. And I was thinking, well, if LP's around, I could jump on the games. But shoot, man, I was already down and out. I think, isn't it hard, sometimes you kind of forget what you did, like, even though it was only like 4 or 5 hours ago when you were when you were awake. Crazy. Dang. Anyway. So let's check out the chat real quick, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish bagging 2 books that I didn't get to bag yet. And then we're going to do some unboxings, man. Everyone loves some good unboxings. And, I do the Great Legend show, pretty much Great Legend show with whatever the date. I usually do that, it seems like once a month now, because I only get my my comic shop books, that's where all of my new books come from, is my comic shop subscription service, and I only get those once a month now, because I only spend about $30, maybe more, if I get some of my hardcovers, if some of the hardcover stuff come in, and stuff like that. But not too much. Then got some Amazon here and some eBay packages, man. Everyone loves some good eBay package, man. I got lucky on one of those packages too. Ooh, I was scared that thing was gonna get bent. And I haven't said this line in a long time. Old Hippies Collectibles, remember this one? Says, I like my comics mint, not bent. It's for moderns. So real quick, let's go ahead and check the chat. Hey, what is up? It's David Beyond the Blast Doors, man. What is up, David? I haven't watched your newest video about the Star Wars Rebels, but I saw that in my queue. I have to check that out. I need to start watching Star Wars Rebels, because that's kind of the second animated, because the first one that I really liked was that Clone Wars, and even that one I'm pretty far behind on. Oh, there's Richard. Hey, Richard, let's see. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So around 7:30, I think, White Nova Comics time. So, man, Richard, you caught me live, man. This is so cool. Good to see White Nova up in here. What up, White Nova Beyond the Blast Doors says. There's OMG Chris, man. It's great to see Chris. I had an awesome conversation with Chris a couple nights ago. See, my problem is, and I don't know why this is, and I'm only like 40. I mean, it's not like I'm got, dementia or anything. That runs in the family, but it's hard to remember stuff sometimes, like present day. Like, I can remember, like, old school, like, comic knowledge and everything, and talk about a lot of that stuff, but sometimes it's hard to remember stuff you did during the week, especially if it's been a real stressful week. And it has been pretty stressful, which is kind of stupid, like, stressful week. Not so much work week, but stressful YouTube week, crap like that. Let's see. Oh, there we go. My moderator, Jason Smith. Jason Smith, my new moderator here on the Great Legend Show. Of course, Jason is our freaking, we got me, Hoodat, and Big Bear, the main folks on Legends Live Auction. But dude, Jason is just as important as me, Big Bear, or Hoodat, because he's been with us for a long time, real long time. So he's a freaking staple to have in the auctions, and he's trying to sell a lot of his comic book collection. He'll keep probably his major money books and everything like that, but he's selling off a lot of those modern books, so he can do other things in life, and keep his eyes on the prize, where life things get more important than some of the collectibles, which is really good. So I think it's really important for folks to know that, like especially middle-aged folks, things of that nature, us old schools, we got to keep our eyes on the prize, and sometimes our eyes on the prize isn't our comic books, So it's great to see Jason in the house, man. Jason, put Richard and David and Chris in timeout if they get out of hand. I'm just kidding. What is up, Woody Warren? What is going on, Woody Warren? Good to see you here tonight, my friend. Woody Warren in the house. He said, what's up, everyone? We got Michael Paxman. Michael Paxman, it's great to see Michael in the house. Michael's been coming out a lot more, hanging out on the live shows, which is really fun to see. It's good to see Michael. Who else we got in the chat here? Got all kind of action going on. Hey, good morning, Thomas. Thomas Churchill in the house. Yeah, man. If y'all are big fans of Star Wars, anything Star Wars, or any geeky pop culture, check out Beyond the Blast Doors. I'm talking freaking top-notch production value. Check out White Nova Comics. Check out OMG Chris. Check out each other in the chat. Check out Jason. Jason hasn't done any hauls, I don't think, lately, but he's got some good backlog of content. Very good stuff. And check out Thomas Churchill. Thomas Churchill. I think Thomas has been coming on the scene for quite a while. And he's got some good stuff. He's got some great videos too. Some hauls, some contest videos, all kind of stuff. Definitely check him out. I need to watch more of you, Thomas Churchill. I haven't been good as watching the videos as I should. I try to squeeze in 2 to 4 a day, if I can. Cause 2 to 4 a day, I'm not just like commenting. I'm actually watching the video. Sometimes if it's a long video, I have to watch it on the way to work or from home from work. Before I get started in some of these unboxings, Jason said he done sold all his major keys. I want to show you this one. This was a nice one. It has some color breaking creases, but these books here, I mainly get them for the love of the book. And plus, it's really hard to find these books in like near mints. I was able to get some of these off of Heritage Auctions. Well, I got issue number 1 at a 9 point something or other. Maybe a 9.0, I can't remember, but off Heritage Auctions. It was a slab one too. But for these, normally I just try to get 5s and above, 4s and above. But I bagged this one. This was, I think, issue 12. They don't show the issue number on here, which makes it kind of hard to keep them in order sometime. Got a little bit of a spine roll. But one of these days, when I get my room cleaned, I'm going to get me a press and learn how to press and hopefully press that spine roll out. But check that bad boy out. Old Barnabas Collins right there. I showed this one off on the 20th, 21, or was it the 21? I showed it off yesterday, I guess. Really cool book, though. See, there's the color breaking crease here and a little color breaking right there. But that's the cool thing about these. These books, in 1971, I want to say these came out. Well, they probably came out during the show as well, but this show was like the most popular soap opera from probably 6 months into 1966 when they did the vampire storyline, the Barnabas Collins storyline, up to probably 1970. In 71, the show was winding down. They took Barnabas and Jonathan Frid played a guy named Bromwell or something Collins. I haven't made it that far in the series, but love this. You can catch this sometimes on Hulu or Netflix or some of those. But if you like gothic vampire stuff, any kind of storyline that had to deal with some of that stuff from the Universal Pictures in the late, early 30s all the way into the 50s. They did it here. Dan Curtis was a guy, I think he was at NBC, and he did golf. That was his deal, golf stuff. You know, he was a producer and director of like golf TV shows, and they gave him, we want you to do a soap opera thing, the execs, and he's like, okay, well, let me do it my way. He was a big fan of growing up, like a lot of us. OMG, Chris. Thomas, I know you were probably a huge fan of those Universal classics or any of the 40s, 50s, Vincent Price, Bella, Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, Lon Chaney Sr., Jr., all of these things. So he did most of the storylines based off, you know, classic horror. Now, the first one was pretty much like a, I don't want to say Jane Eyre, maybe some of that Bronte stuff, Wuthering Heights, you know, where a duchess or a governess goes to live with a family she's never been with to take care of the kids. But when she gets to the house, there's some ghost stuff, and that's when it started cranking up. And then, of course, the vampire. They had an Adam and Eve, which was a Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein type thing. They had a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. They had a Pit and the Pendulum reference. They had to trap a guy behind a wall and put bricks on it. So it was kind of like... you know, a lot of the Edgar Allan Poe type stuff. And the freaking soap opera is so addicting. Oh, my God. You know what else they got? I'm in a storyline now that's parallel time. Can you believe that stuff? I had no clue they were going to go parallel time in Dark Shadows. But it's something I talk about in my Legends Truth videos. You know, what if... Well, it's all, you know, you really never know the truth. But there are things that change the fabric of reality, and there's, or could it be they're just changing our minds? I mean, if you got the Mandela effect and you could see that, which is like 3% of the people in the world, I used to say 5%, but I think it's less. You can see and you can kind of get a gist for what if there is parallel time, or say, you know, like was it Jerry O'Connell in Sliders, that show Sliders, which was parallel Earths or Infinite Earth, you know, Crisis on Infinite Earths. I mean, that stuff is so cool, and what's cool about it is everywhere you look, whether it be 1958 Showcase 4 and upwards, well, I wouldn't say that far back, but you know, when Flash met Jay Garrick, there has been that what if there's parallel Earths, parallel dimensions, you name it, you claim it. I mean, and what's cool is you got 1966 here, talk about parallel time. You got the DC stuff. Actually, the DC stuff is spot on, especially the deal in the Flash TV show, you know, because CERN has one of those, you know, the particle accelerator CERN has in Switzerland area. So, I mean, all this stuff, it like comes together, and it's really cool to look at that stuff. And what's even cooler is when, I got it right over here, is when you read about this stuff in the book of Revelation, and then it's like, oh, okay, you can kind of connect the dots, so that's really cool. So before I yap anymore, let me bag issue 13. This is polyethylene. It's a 3 mil bag. It's kind of cloudy looking. Isn't that crazy, though? Okay, so they shipped it like this, you know, in between cardboard, and they actually did this one pretty good because it was in a comic mailer. But still, you know, it's like, come on, really, people? Really? It's kind of, you know, comic book people need to put their stuff in backboards, you know? Like I said, these could all use a pressing. You know, they're old. They smell really good, though. You know? Wow, is that Barbara Eden? Is that who that is? 1966. Is that Barbara Eden? I don't know. OMG, who is that? That look like Barbara Eden, don't it? Or is it just a regular person that says, we'll take a picture of you and blow you up poster size? That's pretty interesting. It's fun to look at these old school, you know, ads in these old comics. Like, look, early 70s, you got stuff like right here. One of them says, love, peace, chief. Peace signs, daisies, you know, like, kind of like, that one says love in the middle. Oh, there's one that says love over there. But, you know, like for the times, you know, that's pretty big on the times. So, like, Luther Manning says, old Patrick, he says, he's just like paper time machines. Look at this one. Barnabas, hellfire to save a soul. Dude, once I get done with the series and I'm on, I don't know, I'm on like episode 1000 and something, and there's, I think, 1265 or 1235 episodes of Dark Shadows, um, I'll start reading the comics, and then I'll skip and read the Dynamite Entertainment comics. There's that one out of the polyethylene. See, look how cloudy that bag is. That's polyethylene, and you'll see these kind of bags. This was the kind of bags that my comic shop, not Lone Star. Lone Star had polypropylene, but when I was getting them as a kid in my town at the old Miniplex Cards and Comics, they were in a lot of polyethylene, and boy, let me tell you, the polyethylene really kept that old smell of the comics. You know, that old musty smell. You know what I mean? Want to give an OMG says, love those, man. That's the truth, right? I know, Thomas. It's like everything you look at in today's times, and 5G is going to be a big thing pretty soon as well. In that 5G technology, just talking about, you read things in the comics, like Fantastic Four sending a rocket up in space, and the Martians and not necessarily, because I don't think we've ever discovered Martians per se. I mean, I think they're close to making some discoveries on Mars of some organic life up there that have lived years ago. But that's the thing, the truth is out there, and you always want to keep an open mind on things, and for people that have faith in their life, and they're Christians. I mean, we're some of the biggest proponents of, keep an open mind. If you keep an open mind, an open heart, open soul, you let Jesus fill it up, and it's a better feeling than not having Jesus in your life, because he'll get you through anything. And plus, so there's what it looks like in Mylar. A lot better than the dirty old polyethylene. And I'm sure this book, like I said, these are probably 5, 6 O's. I mean, there's a lot of spine ticks, and I know some of us are suckers for high grade books, and I am too. Don't get me wrong, I love me some 9.4s and everything, but when you get an older book, man, it don't matter what grade it comes in. You know what I mean? So I want to give her some shout outs. I got Miss Hustle in the house. It's great to see Miss Hustle. Now, Thomas, are you saying good times about the 70s, the Vietnam times? Or, how we had a lot of, isn't it funny to, look at as far as, well, no, I'd have to say the biggest probably, how on today we have a lot of, what is it, picketing? Not really picketing, but marches and not picketing. What would be another word? I don't know, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of more marches for good things that go on, and then there's some marches for crappy things too. And I don't want to get into crappy things, but but there's good marches and stuff. But some of those, I guess want to say the best. Well, I don't want to say they're the best. I mean, any marches are usually they're marching because people have sad times, or they want to overcome something, or they want to, represent in peaceful ways, or do some representation as a whole group in peaceful ways to get their point across. And then a lot of times they will get noticed by media, and then the news stations pick it up, and that's good because it gives their point national recognition. And during the civil rights movement, it is the month of February, but we need to remember black history, and what blacks have done for America. We need to not remember that. I think Morgan Freeman said it one time. He says we don't need to remember that. Now this is a nice one. I'd say this probably is 7-0. It does have a color breaking corner crease, but I think Morgan Freeman said it best at one time. I don't remember the exact quote, but they asked him one time about celebrating Black History Month, and he said, he celebrates Black history every day of his life. And man, just think, I mean, when a guy says like that with the Morgan Freeman voice from Morgan Freeman, Amen to that. I mean, celebrate Black history. Celebrate all history. Celebrate your family history. Never, you know, celebrate everything, and let people know that you care, and let people know about your passions, your things you're passionate about. Ooh, this is a pretty book, man. Like I said, it's got one little color breaking crease. You can barely even see it, but man, it feels good. It looks good. Smells good. It's one of the coolest covers, too. I'll show you what it looks like here in a minute. Let's see what we got. Oh, I'm using some Milates too, OMG. Oh, and OMG, yesterday I was putting a Weird Western Tales 13. I want to say it was Jonah Hex's 4th appearance. And I've already got another one on the way, but because I love these books and I get great deals on them. Usually I crack them out of the slab on the Weird Western Tales, unless it's, say, like a big-time book. Like if it was, say, a first appearance of Jonah Hex, yeah, I'll leave that in the slab and get a reprint, which I do. I have the reprint of it. But anyway, I was sliding my, and I'll test it out with this book. I won't or do the same thing, but I want to show you. First, let me show you the issue 12 there. And I know I showed these last night, but I just love Dark Shadows so much. Painted covers. I can't remember the artist who did these. I'd have to look it up because it's not really known. But if you looked it up on Google, they have a nice little, somebody has a nice little blog about him. That's the one that was really good condition. Must be like a 7.0. Could possibly be an 8.0 or an 8.5. I mean, it just has one little color breaking corner crease, but ooh, stunning. So, like I was saying, let me get a bag, a Mylar bag out. So on the Mylar bag, I mean, dude, isn't that crazy? Well, sorry for the glare. I'm in Mylar, right? But it's really, and it's not sharp per se, but it's thin. And it does have some durability. These are 2 mil. Now, this happens a lot more on 4 mil bags and archives. So let me grab this one. So when you're putting the book in, it's normally on a backing board, right? But if the page is kind of flopping up, or if it's not like perfectly flat, and you put the book in there and you put it in like that, I don't know if you can really see that, but it'll slice through the cover. And actually sliced through my freaking, what was it? Weird Western Tales 13, Tony De Zuniga cover. And about, I would say, 1/8 of an inch from the bottom up, about 1/8 of an inch, just one little slice. And it went through the first page too. So be careful when you put your stuff in there. Now let me tell you about this book here. This book, this is an amazing thing here. I'll recreate what I had it in. And it kind of folded over like that. This thing here was a book I ordered off eBay. And this book was, had the tape on the sides and everything. But this itself just came in like a yellow envelope. No padded envelope, no nothing like that. Just these 2 cardboards, the book, and a yellow envelope. And I was like, and it said do not bend on it, but the package was kind of bent a little. But amazingly enough, no spine ticks, no dings on it. I mean, it is crisp. And it just came in a bag with no board or nothing. I was like, oh my gosh. So let me bag this one real quick. And I'll kind of show you what this is. And I haven't read this issue yet, but I really love the series of this book. And it gives me something to look forward to. It gives me something to look forward as in a sense that well, you don't know. None of us really know until we know, until we get the info or whatnot. But you got an inclination that the Fantastic Four will return to comic books. I mean, if you look back on things, Fox, and I think Doom said they're still trying to work out everything with that deal, where Disney gets the rights to X-Men and Fantastic Four and all that good stuff. But Oh, where was I? Doom. Okay, so what sucked is they kept making X-Men comic books, you know? And if you look at it now, there's a crap ton of X-Men books. Crap ton of X-Men. Astonishing X-Men, regular X-Men, X-Men Blue, X-Men Red, X-Men Yellow or Gold or whatever it was. Mutants, X-Force, Deadpool. Isn't Deadpool Fox? Anyway, so all this stuff. Cable, I think's out again. Jason has a lot of Cable if y'all interested in 90s. But all these damn books, man. And we had, and when I say we, Fantastic Four lovers around the world, we had Fantastic Four, and we had FF. We had Future Foundation. And man, they took our stuff. It sucked, man. So this is the Hulk variant. They had Hulk variant, I guess, during, what was it, this month of February? And this is Marvel 2-in-1, the Hulk variant. And I just love it. I'm addicted, to these Marvel 2-in-1 variants because a lot of them have my favorite Marvel character on there. That's my actually, it's always going to be a toss-up. Is it going to be Ben Grimm or is it going to be Billy Batson? The two Bs, right? Shazam or the Thing, but love that cover. And, I got, this was like $7.99, it was probably just a normal cover. I mean, it's nothing too special as far as, is it going to be like a Art Germ or a Matina or a J. Scott or a Adam Hughes or a, well, I love my Alex Ross. But anyway, awesome cover, man. Just there brawling. That's so cool. Now, let me check the chat real quick. What time do refunds get to your bank? Oh, the tax refunds, Jason? Oh, just the time. OMG Chris says about 2 a.m. Usually they do happen overnight. You remember, Jason, when I did that wire transfer from the UK on my Bitcoin or my, I cashed in all my cryptocurrency and I got that in a weird AM hour. Yeah, OMG Chris says, Rob, very true. I had that happen recently. It cut like it was butter. Yeah, so be real careful. And, I'm always careful. And, Chris, I know you're probably always careful as well. But, you get complacent in the things you do because you do it so often. So, like I said, you slide that damn book. And if it catches that top flat, especially on those older books, because, those covers, well, even a new book, the Marvel books, it's, I don't think new books are really printed on the most sturdiest stuff unless it's a book by IDW, man. They're pretty great. Oni Press as well, but yeah, could cut those books like crazy. White Noah Richard, he says Mylars are expensive in the UK and pretty hard to find without eBay. We got Rebel Comics in the house, man. I love seeing LP. And LP, I talked about you earlier. I told you, I chatted with you and I said, man, what are you doing? And he was still doing his board gaming, but then he got home, and I know he fired up some Overwatch. I watched his video. He did a video tonight as well, or last night, and or earlier. I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess it was last night because it's in the morning hours now. And he, I watched it. Great video. Talked about what was going on. Or I'm trying to remember if I commented on that video. I think I commented on it. Yeah, see, my memory really sucks, and I did have to take a back pill when I got home, so it pretty much made me loopy, and I conked out. It was a hard, tough day, like I said, physically and stressfully. It's been a stressful week so far, Like, what is it, LP? Well, me and LP, and a lot of other people have been going through some stuff. Just stupid stuff. I mean, stuff that we shouldn't go through. I mean, this is comic book collecting. Good God Almighty, right, LP? Anyway, so I don't want to delve on the negative there. Yeah, LP showed a couple of keys. He showed Marvel Spotlight Spider-Woman, and he showed Mockingbird. That's right. Thank you, LP, for bringing my, rejuvenating the brain there. Hey, Silent Blade. Silent Blade says, can Disney please stop owning everything? Blade, they might own WWE. Yeah, what if they buy the wrestling, man. That would be insane. Miss Hustle says, Silent Blade, don't hate on Disney. Rebel's here. He says, hello, all. Good to see Rebel in the house. Silent says he can't stand Disney except for Pirates of the Caribbean and Star Wars. I don't know about you, Silent Blade. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Star Wars and stuff. I've been a lifelong Star Wars fan. I know Beyond the Blast Doors loves Star Wars too. But, like, sometimes I think with anything Disney owns, they overdo it, you know. But it's kind of like Activision owning Call of Duty. I mean, they're going to crank Call of Duty out every year. So Disney's going to crank Star Wars stuff out every year because they know it's a good cash cow for them, you know. So Silent Blade says he loves some Emperor's New Groove. I think that was David Spade in that one. And that one big guy who talks like that. I can't even remember his name. He's like, hey, Callie, what you doing today? Hey, I'm a big dumb dude. Yeah. The dude off, what was it, Seinfeld? Yeah, and David can give a couple of reasons why Star Wars being owned by Disney is not good. I think with some of that stuff with Star Wars is they push stuff. And when they push stuff, they try to release stuff too fast. Stuff feels rushed. With Disney owning it, a lot of the things that, you know, the original fans grew up with is all changed now because a lot of the stuff that Disney tries to do and any new thing tries to do is they try to shove stuff down our throats. Like, and I don't want to say anything that would get, you know, that would disrespect anyone. Yeah, so I'm not even going to say anything there because I don't want to like be like negative about it, but it's kind of like they push stuff down our throat that we see on the news. I'll just go ahead and give you a couple. All right, Miss Hustle, you're the only female here, and I love females. Don't get me wrong. If I didn't love females, I'd be single and probably pissed off at the world. But I love my wife and everything. But and there's no disrespect, I mean, about this. So don't take this the wrong way. So Disney, and now, like I said, no disrespect, but they have the Rey female superhero, or not superhero, but what do you call them? Protagonist. I'm not real good with movies and stuff. I'm not like Who Dat comics and movies. So you got that girl. Then you had that Jay Urso, or whatever her name was, in the Rogue One movie, female. So those were like the main people in the show, like female roles. And that's great. I mean, I love, like I said, I love females, man. You know, Wonder Woman in the house, you know what I'm saying? Wonder Woman's female. Miss Hustle's female. But like, it's like they shove it down our throat because the SJWs, I know, don't go on a rant, but they promote stuff and like they hammer stuff and they bitch about stuff in social media so much that Disney's really easily like to like, you know, give the SJWs what they want. And that's a big reason why Marvel Comics is failing right now, like the comics side of it, you know what I mean? So that's a Disney screw up. How about some other little Disney stupidness? That last scene in the newest Star Wars, The Last Jedi, with those little kids recreating like one of the battles or whatever. I mean, that was stupid. Come on, that was really stupid and lame. I don't know, just stupid crap, you know. Let's throw like a gay character in. Like I said, I love gay people. You know, no ill will, but let's throw like a gay character in a movie or a TV show, and let's really turn up the gaydar or the gay dial like to freaking 12, to where it's like, really, come on. Not all gay people are like flaming, you know, crazy like that. I mean, you know, granted there's some flaming gays, but I mean, like, come on. I mean, it's unnecessary. God, and it annoys the shit out of me. Like when it's kind of like they try too hard, you know. Anyway, that's my little soapbox. You know, it's just kind of stupid. All right, but not. I actually loved Rey. I mean, Rey's kick-ass character, but I mean, like, I think that Disney does kind of play favorites to social agendas, that would give them a lot more buzz. Of course, of course they're going to do that. I mean, it's you make more money that way. Yeah, I think they're trying hard now. I don't think Disney ever had a real problem of it back in the day. I mean, shit, they had Mary Poppins, Pollyanna. Those were female people. Come on. Thomas Churchill, change is hard. I know, and that's the thing. So, Thomas, like for us, we was kids. We had our Han Solos. We had our Luke Skywalkers. We had our freaking Jabba the Hutts. And now it's like totally different. But that's what, when they cut the Star Wars 50-50, a lot like Strictly Comics is like, old school Star Wars, whereas Boston Chris is more new school Star Wars. But it's kind of like you have to take the good with the bad and just be glad they still make Star Wars movies. But yeah, crazy, right? So yeah, the change is hard because I'm so used to the old school style. But like I said, I actually cried during Rogue One. I got teary-eyed on that one, and I like I like The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. I don't have any problems with it. The only thing I have problems with, like Star Wars, they could have left some of the cheese out, But anyway, I do like, I got teary-eyed during that Rogue One movie, though, because that was pretty awesome. But yeah. So let's see what else. I think it would be better to go big, but sometimes it's good to... Yeah, well, Okay, what? Now, with that being said, the MCU is also Disney and no female-led film yet. I know that's the hard thing about Marvel. Currently, Richard says with MCU there's no... And that goes for a lot of superhero movies. I mean, it was easy to do Wonder Woman because she's been around, since like the 40s and stuff, so it's only like a matter of time. But for Marvel, you go back and you look, you're definitely right. I mean, sure, the X-Men movie will have Jean Grey Phoenix, but like still though, it's X-Men. That's a team thing. It's not just a straight run in like, say Black Widow and that's her movie, So I think they did say they're going to do maybe a Black Widow movie. I think that was kind of hinted, And then Higgs, this is LP's brother Higgs. He says, "What's with all the gay rappers now?" See, I didn't even know. I don't listen to a lot of rap. I can rap some beats, but I don't listen to a lot of rap. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's right. Richard, you said the Captain Marvel. When everyone says Captain Marvel, I think it's Shazam. Bat Avenger, exactly. Look at all the CW shows. They're more about social issues rather than just a good superhero stories. Gay or not, who cares about their sex preferences? Yeah, I really honestly don't care about that or anything. I think you worry too much. Miss Osos, I think you worry too much. Seems like, I know, right? Rebel liked that one because that's just your typical that's a typical line from some female SJW. Now, I'm not saying, Miss Hustle, you're a female SJW, but Rebel's fucking laughing at that. Is pretty funny. They're missing the window with Black Widow. Yeah, the Black Widow, they need to get her out quick. No, I'm not. It doesn't make me worry too much, Like I said, I mean, I love gay people. I got gay uncle. I got gay friends. But, like, I don't know. I guess you're right in a sense. Like, it's probably good to have a lot of diversity in shows. But like what I'm talking about is, why do you got to put it in a show when it's really not needed? You know what I mean? I mean, it just like, really, all of a sudden now you're like in bed doing something with girl on girl. Like, what the hell's going on here? I'm watching Black Lightning here, man. I want to see Black Lightning light some shit up with his lightning. Which, by the way, regardless of the SJW crap in there, and there's another scene in there too where Black Lightning, he got pulled over by a couple of white cops, and like typical white cops pulling over a black male, and, like they pulled him over for no damn reason. That was the first episode. It's like, Damn. And then my wife just started laughing because CW is really known for, doing that with their shows, the diversity issues. But then again, a lot of people that watch CW are the younger generation. And it kind of goes back to the whole Star Wars thing. The Star Wars movies that are being made today are being made for this millennium, the millennials, this generation. So it kind of goes hand in hand, All right, so I'm off my soapbox now, Miss Hustle. Thank you. Nowhere, just thought they all wearing skirts and shit now. Higgs, yeah. I like Rebel Comics with Rebel to start laughing. Okay, Silent Blade. Netflix destroyed Death Note. The only thing they did right was Ryuk. The voice actor was a phenomenal choice, and he looks badass. TC, yet I think the time for a Black Widow film is gone. It would feel forced to do one now. Yeah. Yeah, beyond David, I am addicted to Black Lightning. I love the characters. I love the show. I mean, now since it's like kind of going, I think, and like I said, there's always going to be that crap. I mean, Flash has some stupid stuff in it. Arrow's got stupid stuff in it that's unnecessary. But I mean, it's just like Thomas said, that's how the times are, All right, so this book came from Amazon. My initial book, they sent it in a bubble envelope, but it's a hardback, right? But it had a big old dent in the middle part, in this middle part here, big old dent. So I did the Amazon return thing. I already sent it back. I sent it out Tuesday with Golden Car and OMG's packages for the auction, and I sent it back. And they sent this one I got this book maybe on Wednesday I got this book. So, Wednesday I got this book. It's Injustice 2, Volume 1. Tom Taylor, Bruno Loredano, Daniel Sampier, and Mike S. Miller. Hardcover. Very cool. Injustice 2, Volume freaking 1. And I know in the comic books they're up to Injustice 2 issue 20-something. So I don't know how they're going to do the series. With the regular Injustice, you had Gods Among Us, which was year 1. You had year 2, year 3, year 4. And all of those were 2 volumes. You're about 6 issues apiece. In the year 5, they had 3 of these. So, about 6 in each one. So hopefully, I don't know how long they'll go in the storyline, but I keep collecting these hardcovers. And they're awesome. I have all of the original Injustice years 1 through 5 in this kind of shape, and they're all on the bottom of my bookshelf. So glad to have this. I read these religiously. I don't buy them in singles, although like the singles, they have low print runs, so they would probably be good if you are a fan of the video game. You gotta really love some Injustice. Like I really love Injustice. But I still buy the hardcover. The only people I know that get Injustice, the comic book, religiously, is Whodat Comics and Movies and Marky 316. So here's those 2 crappy boards that one came in. That was, like I said, number 3. Have not read that yet. And good news, my wife found my iPad. So I can read my comics digitally again on my little secret website where I could read free books for free. I got the latest Game Informer. Me and my kids get this to read about newest video games coming out. Cool, I don't know if y'all get magazines. I don't bag and board these. Normally we just chunk them when we're done reading them. So I got that. So now let's start opening up some stuff. Some packages. This one comes from Statesville, North Carolina. And this is a place called Stitches Spaceport. And this is Media Mail. All right, so let me see. Oh, what's up, Goomba? Oh, yeah, Rebel Comics got a letter. Congratulations, Rebel Comics. Great news, man. I'm really excited to read now will be issue number 4, Broken Kiss. Silent Blade. It was the guy who played the Green Goblin in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. So that would be Thomas Churchill. You know that guy, the Goblin. Was it the William Defoe? I gotta ask OMG and Thomas Churchill. Those are the vets. What's up, Bad Avenger? Goomba213, what's up, Thomas? Hope you're doing well. Life's good. Enjoying the show. Golden Car, I have all the issues, Golden Car? Wow, you lucky guy. Injustice, man. Congrats, dude. That's awesome. Just have a good short box of your Injustice books. In Mylar, hopefully, Golden Car. Mylar. So I'll be working with Justin Birch, who was lettered for Zombie Tramp. Whoa! Who has lettered for Zombie Tramp. That's awesome. Oh yeah, I got the Ground Zeroes Golden Car. I got Ground Zero series in the two in the hardcovers, and that was a good series too. It wasn't as good as the year 1 through 5, but it was a great supplemental. All right, White Nova's got to go. Legend, sorry, I got to go. Need to get them kids ready. I know, man. Right, the UK, man. Awesome. We got OMG and Golden Car in the same chat room. And Miss Hustle, I hope you're not offended by any of the stuff I was saying about that kind of stuff. It's just like, personally, it's kind of, just some of my own feelings on how things are. And, you'll love, Miss Hustle, I got to do more Legends Truth videos about stuff because we go over a lot of that kind of stuff and how media and social media and Devil's Digital Playground and George Soros and how mind control through social media, how minds are easily manipulated by things that people see on a daily basis. You've heard of fear of missing out, FOMO. So a lot of people get on Facebook, but when they get on Facebook, they see a lot of ads on the right hand side, stuff that may talk about what, just issues like Black Lives Matter, police brutality, school shootings, gun control, presidents, Hillary, all the kind of stuff that's in what normal news talks about. Tornadoes, weather, but all of these things. So say the Russians or whatever, they'll buy a lot of the ad space, but they'll tweak it to where it will make somebody be either right or left on the subject. Pretty much by plastering it to specific people, specific users, say for instance, and I'm just like, this is just totally a deal, like if you're African American, you would probably see more Black Lives Matter ads, and if you're a white dude, you'd probably see more ads for like buy guns or don't let them take our guns, so what it will do, or something like that. And I guess I really shouldn't have said the Black Lives Matter movement, but more so because that's old school. That's an older example. I mean, I guess the first example I could say was the president thing, then the Black Lives Matter, but the newest one is the school thing. So some people, the people that are against shootings will be like, we need more blah, blah, blah to get rid of the guns. And then like other people might get the ads that'll say, keep our guns. So what it really does is it causes another one of those national divides. And so, damn, dude, let me do a please stand by, because I'm in my underwear and I got to get my pocket knife. And when I stand up, I don't want y'all to see my red underwears. Miss Hustle, don't get excited, okay? All right, so anyways, but what it does is it causes like a national divide. And those people that do those ads, like George Soros and Russia and, big time players, they're just laughing about it, And what's also crappy is, and the worst part about it is, just your normal everyday Facebook folks don't know that they're getting mind manipulated. That's the worst part about it. People don't even know. All right, so the Comic Mint. Oh, shipping protection provided by Gemini Comic Supply, but this group has their own little deal on there, so that's kind of cool. So let's see what we got in this one. All right, this was the Outlaw variant of Marvel 2-in-1 by, I think it was Mike Del Mundo. Yeah. So let me show you this. And I watched Don, the Icon, and I think I commented on him. I hope I did. I think I commented twice, actually. I haven't seen him in a while or watched the video in a while, so I wanted to give Don some love. But Don got 4 of the Amazing Spider-Man comics that were the Alex Ross cover. So he bought multiple covers. And check me out, baby. I got 2 covers. Oh, 2 covers, man. One's got a good old spine tick. That one looks a little bit better. But, you got little spine ticks in here. But you know what? That's okay because these are 9.4s all day, every day. Could be 9.6 with a little pressing. But who wants to really honestly press? I mean, this ain't no freaking Silver Age or nothing. So I got 2 of those. Awesome. Those came from eBay. Now here is, let's open up this one from Lexington, Kentucky. Check the chat real quick. Yeah, Gumba 213 trending BS. And Miss Olsen says Facebook's perfect for that. I don't care. You're free to have your thoughts. Thank you. But you care enough to watch the show. That's the important thing. Facebook is perfect for that. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Rockfish. I'm Italian, so I see a lot of salami ads. Yeah, mine currently is I clicked on a B&H or some kind of thing where I clicked on some speakers, some bookshelf speakers, and now a lot of my ads on Facebook, eBay are for these like bookshelf speakers. And I don't even need them. I just wanted to like look at them. And now they're trying to sell me speakers all the time. Miss Hustle says, Captain Underpants. Hey, Mr. Rockfish, I'm actually doing just some chatting with y'all. I know it's kind of late late for me, early morning hours, and I'm just kind of talking and showing off like haul. This is my, I guess this would be we're going to see the January haul, but a lot of February solo pickups in this video. I like this. Do not bend. Nice tapage. Now, these bad boys were shipped media mail. And they're comics. They shouldn't have been shipped media mail. But okay, so this is taped up all over the place. Let's find out what's going on with this. Can't really tell where the top portion of this box is. Okay, it's right there. What else we got going on? Golden Car. This nation has been more divided than ever than I remember before. And you know, Golden Car, if you think about it, and I talked about it in one of the older Legends Truth videos, and I need to really do those a lot more because the thing is, nothing's really changed. I mean, like you say, the nation's still really divided. Well, this is pretty good shipping here. It's in a, this one's called the Stan Lee comic box. I don't know what that's all about. But then they even folded up really good in there, put some cushion on it, and they even taped it down. Now, this is great packaging right here. And a lot of that Golden Car is the fact that the social media. I mean, if you think about it, we got the same damn divide in YouTube. YouTube comic book community, there's divide because what happens is there's jealous people in the YouTube comic book community. You know, people are jealous maybe because they don't get asked on to a live show, or you know, one live show is a better live show than their live show, and one live show may have only had two 2 episodes so far, and then, you know, that show's so, like, hot. The show is white hot. I'm not going to give the name of the show, but it's one of the new shows in the YouTube comic book world. A new live show. And here's the thing. Quite honestly, I've been doing live shows longer than most people on YouTube. Actually, I was very first Google, you know, when Google Hangout came into play, I was on a live show panel. First ever live solo YouTube comic community channel as well. I mean, I've been doing this for a really long time, and I don't want to like toot my own horn, but I'm going to toot my own horn. I know a good live show when I've seen a good live show. And this show, Rebel Cat, oh, I shouldn't have said the name. I wasn't going to say the name, but anyway, this show is one of the hottest shows I've ever watched so far out of a 2-person crew. It's freaking awesome, and I highly recommend y'all watch this show. It comes on right after JLS Comic Conversation on Thursday night, and I think the guy's in here that runs that show, him and his cohort, his co-host, his name's Rebel Comics. I know y'all know the guy. He's pretty awesome. It is true, Golden, and that's because the internet. Vampire, she says. I want to be a vampire. Golden car. Razor affiliate program. What is the Razor affiliate program, Silent Blade? Is that a YouTube thing, or what's going on with that? If you need speakers, let me know. I have the best guy. Yeah, that's the thing. I just kind of wanted to look at them because I haven't looked at new like stuff. I've still got some excellent speakers, though. Probably use them until they die. I did have to buy a new subwoofer about last year because the old one popped. Kids, go figure. So they're talking about Twilight. I got my money. He got his tax money, Jason. Go buy a comic book shop. Save the Barbies. We got 14 watching. I really appreciate y'all watching. I want to show y'all these. These are some really cool ones. I could have sworn I ordered another one of these, but maybe I only ordered one of them. This is really exciting. I wish Brandon was here for this. This is my first ever Del Auto cover. So finally, Brandon, Alex, I just slapped some Del Auto on it. Black Knight, Vision, Captain America. And this is the variant for issue number 2. I want to say this was the only variant of issue number 2 that I know of. It's the Avengers variant. Marvel 2-in-1. So I need to see if there's any other issue 2 variants. I don't think there are. Oh, and the regular cover for issue 2 should be in my January box. Can't wait to show y'all that one. And I picked these up from the same seller. You know what? I don't want to, but I so would love to. To get Stan Lee to sign both of these and get them graded. Is this an issue 1? It is an issue 1. I would love to get that done. I don't know, though. Stan is just so expensive. You know, his signature. You know? But wouldn't that be cool to get Stan to sign that? Knowing Stan, he would either sign on the black part or sign on over his own face, you know? Wouldn't that be cool, though? Get Stan to sign these 2 books and then get them graded and hopefully come back 9/8 gold labels or whatever. Wouldn't that be freaking cool? And I haven't got anything signed by Stan. I used to use Desert Wind Comics, and I would mail the books to them, and they would get it signed by Stan, and then they would go ahead and grade them out. So it wasn't a fact where a big deal like me meeting Stan Lee. You know, I don't really care. I saw him from far away. You know, I kind of waved. I don't think he heard me or saw me. You know, vision and hearing problems. But, dude, that cover's so freaking cool, man. So I don't know. Most people will be like, Why are you getting that signed? He didn't work on it. But, dude, look, it's so freaking cool. How beautiful would those be in Mylar? And I don't remember. It looks like the cover's artist name is Nauck. And these are the Stan Lee box exclusive. Marvel 2-in-1 Variant Edition Issue 1. And then get these pressed. It should come back 9/8. Oh, I don't know about that one, though. Non-color breaking. Maybe a 9/6 on that one, but anyway. And plus, I think Stan Lee charges a lot for the signatures now. So I'd be dropping probably like 100 and something, and then 30, 40, 50 to grade it. So that'd be like $200 on what? I think I paid $9.99 for each one of these. So I'd be like, you'd put $200 into what, like a $10 book, you know? But it would be cool, right? I mean, you know. And plus, it's not like, well, you know, I could sell one of them. I mean, who's going to buy it, though? Is really there any bigger Thing or Human Torch fans than old Great Legend? Who knows? Let's see. LOL, Stan signed Batman. Well, Stan will sign anything. I don't think Stan could really see very well anymore. In Vegas, would you do more than hunt for comics? Sin City. Oh, Golden Car. You mean signatures getting rough in by like, just it's probably real fast and crappy looking. I've seen it sometimes where Stan Lee, it'll look like you can read out Stan, but sometimes you look at it and it looks like there's only one E on there. You know what I mean? When Stan Lee isn't here anymore, that's when everyone will cry. Something will always be missing in future Marvel movies. Well, Silent Blade, something has been missing in all those Marvel movies since Iron Man, and that's no Jack Kirby cameos. Wouldn't it be cool to see old Jack Kirby always with his pipe, you know, in some kind of scene? That'd be awesome. Oh, it was his Batman, Jason. Golden Car, 100 a sig when we met him, and that was without the hologram for the extra 20, and I didn't get any of them graded. Oh, wow. Beyond, thanks, man. I'll definitely check out the channel. Goomba. Yep, he did a whole series for DC. Oh, yeah, the Just Imagine series. You know, Golden Car has tons of good knowledge, people. Golden Car Comics. Great freaking knowledge on history of comic books. I mean, I love old-time collectors. And I'm not saying Golden Car is too old. I mean, he's probably couple years. He's probably got a couple years on me. He's in his 90s, and they run him like a signature factory. Yeah, they do. Poor old Stan. Poor guy, you know. But I really think, like, Stan, he does it for the fans, you know. And when he gets to these conventions, and he can, like, meet people and see different people. And I think Stan probably enjoys hanging out more with the facilitators, you know. Because with the fans themselves, it's really just brief. I don't even think you can touch him. I think you just sit down or you stand up, you take the picture. I don't think you can, like, shake his hand or touch the guy. I don't know. Golden Car, did you ever touch Stan Lee? All right. You better get some sleep, Blast Doors, especially if you have to go on the AM. Would love if everyone stopped by our channel. Oh, yeah, Beyond the Blast Doors almost, I think, went over 500 subs. And his latest video is about the Rebels, Star Wars Rebels breakdown. Silent Blade says, my latest video posts 5 likes and 60 views. Now I'm up to 157 subs, man. I don't know what's going on, dude. Silent Blade. Dude, Silent Blade. That is awesome. And sorry it took me so long, brother. Oh, you're an Overwatch guy. Oh, cool. All right, so check out Silent Blade. He's an Overwatch guy. Free comic book day this May is going to have an Overwatch comic. I can't remember the company that's putting it out, but that ought to be pretty cool. All right, I got Ooh, this heavy one. I think that's some hardbacks from Amazon. Oh, you know another one I forgot to show? I want to go ahead and show in this video. Let me get it real quick because, like I said, I don't want y'all to see my underwears, okay? Okay. Got it right here. I don't think I showed this, and I've had this couple weeks, you know. Let me show it to you real quick. It's my volume 23, The Complete Dick Tracy. The Daring Detective deals with half and half Mr. Bribery. Check him out, half and half, man. I don't know who came out first, Two-Face or half and half. I think Two-Face came out first. But half and half, there's no denying he looks pretty cool. In this series, you also get Cora Steele, Diet Smith, Nate, Mr. Bribery, Space Pilot Mary, and Clybourne, including nearly 500 sequential comics. And you get the intros by Max Allan Collins. And you always get some good stuff at the beginning of the book, too. But there's Mr. That goofy guy, what's his name? Mr. Bribery. Isn't that cool? So I've got all 23 volumes. This is 1966 to 67. And I got volume 1 starts with 1931. So very cool. I'm going to get all of these. These are all on the bottom of my short bookshelf on that side over there. All right. I want to put this to where I don't screw it up. I'll put it on right there on the Bible. Jesus will protect it. All right. Next up, some more hardbacks. Yeah, my son said, Excelsior to Stan as we walked away, and Stan said, right on. Now that's freaking cool. Because normally Stan doesn't say anything to anybody, but I think that's special. And, of course, he knows, your son knows that classic Stan Lee, Excelsior, true believers, because y'all read so much Spider-Man together. Mother effer. These look like shit. This one, dude, I hate how Amazon ships their stuff. Yeah, this is going to have to get returned. Jeez. This one's actually doable. I mean, it's got some crinklage. I don't know. Jeez. Damn, don't y'all hate, like, don't y'all hate packaging fails, you know? I mean, freaking really, how hard is it? This sucks, man. Damn. Okay, so look at this. Uncle Scrooge, Lost Crown of Genghis Khan. Look on the corner there. Happens all the freaking time with Amazon, man. God dang it. This one has a crappy, and up here, I mean, I know this one really isn't noticeable as much, but it has like a puncture wound there, like a dent right there. You know, Golden Car, it does. It really does. It's despicable. So this one was volume 16 of the Carl Barks Library, and this one's volume 17. So, yippee, I get to send these back. This drives me freaking insane, Golden Car. So freaking insane. Right, Golden Car? I mean, I may just, you know, I mean, they're cheaper on Amazon. I get free Prime shipping, but dude, the letdown, man, the freaking letdown. Let me see if my comic shop sells them real quick. You know, can you guys believe this stuff? All the damn time, I've had to send some back before. I've had to actually send back 3 of the Dick Tracys before, possibly 2. Let's see, Carl Barks Library. Let's see, do they have them? The Carl Barks Library by Fantagraphics. I don't know if they have the let me just tap in the title. For instance, Secret of Hondorica. Secret of Hondorica. Anything. Anything. How much? See? $29.99 for that book off of mycomicshop.com. $29.99. And Amazon I paid about $20. So it's $40 or you pay $60 and you got to pay, well, I ship everything once a month from mycomicshop.com, and you'll see that in this package. So I'll try again, Golden Car. I'll try again. If you can't drop or throw it without getting damaged, it's not packaged properly. I never bought books on Amazon. I don't think I will anytime soon now. Yeah, all the hardback books. Well, even when you buy like something simple, like some kind of product, I mean, don't, God forbid, never buy Funko Pops from Amazon.com. The box will be just horrible. If you collect the boxes, never buy anything off Amazon.com. Pisses me off to know what, it just pisses me off. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying. Silent Blade, all right, I've got a favor to ask. I know you just subbed, but I was wondering if you could take a look at my new video and give me some honest feedback. I feel like everyone is being way too generous. All right, Silent Blade, I'll check that out probably tomorrow. I won't. I'm going to go to bed after this, after I print out the stupid return label on that Amazon crap. And I just did an Amazon return on this one, because now this one was sent in a damn bubble envelope. The original one, it was like banged up on the top. This one was sent in a box, and this one came out all right, you know. But on those also, they're not shrink wrapped. Like if I get them from mycomicshop.com, they'll be shrink wrapped. So I'll see what happens. I'll see what Amazon can do for me. And if they screw me over again, then I'll just get them from mycomicshop.com and pay the big money, I guess, you know. Drives me nuts. So I'm sending both of those back. Pisses me off, guys and gals. So horrible. Golden car. Doesn't it suck, man? I'm kind of pissed off in the first place that I didn't freaking pre-order those off of my comic shop, because I would have paid that $20 price, or $18 price, if I would have pre-ordered 2 months in advance. But a lot of times I forget to check the Carl Barks and Don Rosas. There's only one more Don Rosa one coming out. I believe I may have pre-ordered issue or volume 9 of the Don Rosa. Hey, Spider Comics, what's going on, Spider? Okay, so this is the last one I got to show you. And I'll definitely keep y'all posted on the book, the Carl Barks books, when I get them back again from Amazon. And what I'll do is I'll, you know, print that label before I go to bed tonight. Like I said, I went to bed probably around 9, and I woke up around 12 something, midnights, but when I go back to bed, you know. All right, so let's look at these. These are all in polypropylene, so don't get your Mylar hopes up. Jason, get Amazon shipping together. Amen to that, Jason. Let your people know. And you know, here's the thing. It's quite honestly, it's just the way Amazon. It's a whole multitude of factors. It's the USPS, because Amazon uses USPS to ship stuff. Let me look. Who did they use here? Well, Amazon Fulfillment Center. Yeah, USPS. I mean, I don't want to blame USPS, because the thing is, I get a comic book. No backing board whatsoever on this thing in an envelope. So I know it's not, you know, just chalk it up to USPS. It's the actual people that package the products at Amazon. It's so damn horrible, you know? It's a disgrace, and I'm freaking getting tired of it. So tired of it. I'm going to go ahead and also email. Probably not tonight, but back in the day I used to email Amazon when they had a crappy shipping. And this was when I started buying books from Amazon, I want to say in 1996. First book I ever bought from them was Steve Perry's, Beyond the Blast Doors would love this, Shadows of the Empire, which was a storyline that took place in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Great book. First book I ever ordered from Amazon when they were just a bookstore. And every year they get crappier and crappier. And you can blame the asshole at the top, that Bezos guy. He's all about profit. He doesn't care about customer satisfaction. All right. And I have not read issue 1 of this because I'm still on the last volume, but I need to get caught up on that. I'm almost caught up. I only need to read 2 issues. But this is Back to the Future issue 2. Tales from the Time Train. This was USPS. Looks great, you know. Really far behind on this series. After I read New Superman, I need 5 issues now, counting issue 20, I believe, and I'll be done with that. Then I can get caught up on my Lantern books again. But there's Green Lanterns, 37. And make sure my Green Lanterns isn't screwed up, because my Green Lantern books have been getting screwed up a lot lately. Oh, and there's that cover. Look at that cover. An homage cover to issue 1. Beautiful book. Love it. And this was issue 2. I actually read that one digitally. The only thing I don't like about these are they're too short, and they leave you wanting more. That's exactly what a comic book is supposed to do, but I want it to be a longer story. This is a cool cover. This is an homage to the Death of Superman cover, I want to say. Not many people would think it's an homage, but it's in that same style. It's all of the costumes of Hal Jordan. I would say that would be Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, Jon Stewart, and Kyle Rayner. But, you know, remember when it had the flag on that thing on Superman 75? All right, timeout. Yeah, this is a weird deal. I don't know why I did this. This was actually cover B. I don't know why I ordered cover B, but that's a cool cover anyway. And I've been doing that a lot lately, and I need to get off that. I think it's something I screwed up on my every time I order, it's ordering both covers of the Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. That's the Killer Kryptonian Unleashed. So that's General Zod. It's called Zod's Will. So somehow he must have got out of the Phantom Zone. This one I'm far behind on as well, but I love this. I could read these like no one's business. Blue Beetle. I love the pencils on Blue Beetle. I think it's the same guy. It's that Collins guy. He's really got a hard stroke. Get it? But on the pencils, and it reminds me of JRJR, but a cleaner version of John Romita Jr. Love Blue Beetle. Jaime Reyes. Now, this is Green Lantern's 39. Let's see. And that's 37. So hopefully I'll have a 30. That 37 is actually a replacement for a damaged issue 37. MyComicShop.com is really good about replacing the damaged books with new ones. That's why I love this company so much. Funk Off, what is up, man? 2-in-1 is a good read, brother. 2-in-1, I love it. Jason, you going to bed? I don't know what's happening. Now they want to start shipping via drone. Oh, Gold Card, don't even remind me. It's the packaging hand down. All the shipping companies move the packages like crap. Amen to that. Love kills, man. That's a cool cover. Like I said, man, I'm so far behind on both Green Lantern titles. And there's Green Lantern's 40. Did I not order a 38? I'll have to go back and check my email. 39 and 40. Maybe my 38 was a good... Well, there's 30... Yeah. Maybe my 38 was a good copy. Regardless, I'll get it. You know, I'll find it. Who knows? I've got all these short boxes on the floor, and I probably got my Green Lantern book number 38. Let me see. Is that it? That's 36. Who freaking knows? I'll have to see. I'll have to see where my 38 is. But there's issue 40. Superheroes for Sale. It's kind of a cool cover. This is The Damned. What episode? Oh, this is Prodigal Sons, which is... I've got this... when they started reprinting The Damned, I've got the first volume, and I've got the Prodigal Sons volume. These are the exact same books, but they're in color. And I think once they finish Prodigal Sons, they'll do a newer story. And this is Cullen Bunn and Brian Hurt and Crabtree, the exact team. Crabtree, of course, being the colorist, but Bunn and Hurt were on Six Gun, which is another one. So if you like Six Gun style, that kind of weird Western style, this is kind of the same thing, but it's weird 1930s mafia LA noir style. Loved this series, and this is just something cool. I bought it because they're color renditions. So I started getting these again. I started picking these up. Make sure that's a good one. That's a good copy right there. This one I got because my other one was a dirty ass copy, so I got another one of those. That's a back issue of IDW's Ghostbusters Get Real. I've been happy with the Ghostbusters, but dude, it's like Disney. They're cranking these things out so fast I can't even keep up, you know. I like this one because I don't know if this is I don't think this is a printing error or just a funny picture, but look. See how Slimer is? He's like thinking something, and his ass is on that side right there. It's like, huh? What? What's going on? So I like that. But I started picking these up again, and I know there's probably about 15 of them that I don't have, and the reason being They're kind of pricey, but they're so good. And it's issue 32 of IDW's Haunted Horror. These are thick books. They're by Yo Books, but it's IDW puts them out. But Yo Comics, I mean, they're thick. The cover is a cardboard type cover, a thin cardboard cover. Page quality's excellent. IDW does a great job on their page quality. So pretty much that is my Great Legend Show haul for January. I need to check on... That's 37. That's 37. I need to find out where my Green Lanterns 38 is. So I'll find that out when I'm doing this Amazon return thing. So Green Lanterns, let me go ahead and put my Green Lantern book on top so I'll kind of know why I don't have an issue 38 here. Because I know I told lady at my comic shop, her name's Jacinda Harris, is one of them. Then there's another guy I go through as well. But I told them my... for some reason, Simon and Jessica, their books always come like damaged. I don't know what's the deal with the Green Lantern books, but I guess they already come crappy from Diamond Distributors. But yeah, I want to make sure I get issue 38 of that series. And, you know, work on getting the old Donald and Uncle Scrooge books sorted out as well. But I got that sweet Dick Tracy. Now, that comes from Amazon. But, you know, if they... No, but usually I'll try to even get that from my comic shop as well. You need to finish that Ghostbusters. Yeah, Ghostbusters, I'm going to quit on the Ghostbusters. I think they're, you know, I just have a lot of those and I haven't really read them all yet. And I think I'm pretty much done with that, with as many of those as I want to collect. And stuff like that. And like I said, the January, they took a month off from New Superman because the one that came out last week was New Superman and Justice League of China. So they retitled it, but they kept the same numbering. So that should be coming in my next month's haul because it's always a month after. I pre-order 2 months ahead of time, but I get the books the following month. I know it's kind of crazy, but it's the best way to save on shipping. And anything that I pick up of my comic shop, say I remember to pick up some new Black Lightning comics, I have those getting shipped with my subscription. That way it saves on the shipping cost, you know. That's the only thing about mycomicshop.com is the shipping cost. Now, Amazon's got Prime, but yeah, if you order books from them or Funkos, you better be ready to send it back. I mean, the return policy Amazon has is really easy and simple. If I do USPS, I just have them pick up the package, or I'll just take it to the post office itself on my way to work or whatnot. A lot of times, if I'm already mailing out something that is priority mail, I'll you know, like with Golden Car, his was priority mail, Legends Live Auction. I did priority mail for Golden Car. If I have one priority mail thing to mail out, I can have the post office folks pick up the priority mail and whatever other packages I have. If it's a medium mail, if it's a first class, I put it on the porch. They come, they get it, blah, blah, blah. I don't have to wait in line at the post office. But with this being the only thing that I have, I'm probably going to have to just... And I don't wait in line. Normally I cut in line and I just drop it off at the counter. So it works out both ways. Shane Kerfman at my comic shop from time to time. I don't know if I've ever dealt with Shane. Possibly. But I'll have to look. I'll let you know, though. Shane Kerfman. They're awesome, though, aren't they? You know, Golden Car Comic Shop, they are. I mean, the customer service is excellent. Never had a problem with them. Great people. You know, I so miss the brick and mortar store, you know. I loved it so freaking much because what would happen, They would do all the subscription stuff at the warehouses in Arlington, Texas, and then the driver would drop the bundle off at the shop, at the shop itself. So I wouldn't pay any shipping on it. I just drive down there, usually about 15 to 20 minutes on a good day. It's 2 towns away from me, the brick and mortar store that I went to. Love the people that work there. Sometimes if I didn't miss something, I just buy it right off the shelf with my books. Man, I went to that store. I started going in 1990. Trying to go back in time. 91 or 92 or 93. I can't remember. One of those. I started going back to that store, but that's before I had a car. I had to wait on my dad to take us. He only took me down there maybe once a month if I was lucky. But man, I love that joint. I knew all the people there, and what had happened was this one guy that was a editor, was he a publisher at there's an Ape Comics Entertainment. I don't want to disrespect his business, but pretty much they bombed. I mean, they're still around, but they primarily do digital comics now. But I can kind of say they bombed. Well, he got in over his head. He bought a couple of brick and mortar stores from Buddy Saunders, the Plano store and another store. And no disrespect, because he hooked me and my son up with autographed Penguins of Madagascar books, because we reviewed some of the books from Ape Entertainment. And he was nice to give me some Richie Rich and stuff like that. But, man, I think he got in over his head, and both shops failed. Another company bought it out called Viking or something, and then they failed. And now there's no comic shop there at all. So I know it's hard to run comic book shops. Miss Hustle says, I hope mine with the Black Panther one. Mine. Does the shop have a lot of boxes? The shop in the later years, no, it didn't. The brick and mortar Lone Star comic shops, they in the 90s, in the 2000s, they did have long boxes, and on occasionally they would have like they would just do a lot of books that weren't bagged and boarded or whatever in boxes, and it was like 25 cents a book or whatever. Those were cool because you can get some pretty good books out of there. But yeah, in the recent years, the sad thing about it was they never had any back issues. Now there's one other one somewhere close by called Titan Comics. I think they might have some back issue bins, but I've never actually been in the store before. Golden Car says, I used an old My Comic Shop box to send something to Simplify. The box got shipped to the wrong place, so they ended up looking at an old label and sent it to My Comic Shop. They called me, got the right address, and sent it to Vince, no charge. Wow. See? Impeccable. That's impeccable stuff right there. Best customer service you're ever going to get is mycomicshop.com. A lot of people, might do Midtown Comics. Midtown Comics, I think they're a ripoff. I would never use them for my subscription services. I doubt they even give you a deal. I mean, right now, my comic shop, everyone gets the best discount. Back in the day, you had to spend a certain amount of money to get that platinum discount, which usually is like 35% off your cover. So these $2.99 books minus 35%, they ended up costing like $1.80 something. Like a $2.99 book would be like $1.80 something. I mean, and I can get about 10 books a month, and granted, a lot of them are $3.99ers, but it ended up costing me like $30 a month, and then you pay like $5 or $5.95 for the shipping because I only pay it once because they're saving all your books, and then they're just shipping it to you like first week of the following month. Excellent. Freaking excellent. And what's going to happen if I do get screwed again by Amazon? I'm going to write them an email. talking about how displeased I am with their shipping, and then I'll order the books from mycomicshop.com, and then cross my fingers. Hopefully my comic shop will give me some kind of a gift card or something to kind of supplement the screw up. So I'll get refunded the 40-something bucks for those 2 books, maybe a $10 gift card, and then I'm only out $10 if I do decide to get them from mycomicshop.com, because they'll be near mint. This one was shrink wrapped by Amazon, but my comic shop's hardcovers will be shrink wrapped and shipped way better, especially if they ship them in a bigger box, which they will, because I'll have them ship the 2 Carl Barks books along with my monthly haul. They'll come perfect, you know. So it is what it is. Funk off. My LCS blows pull list are confusing to them. Never get what you ask for. Yeah. I use my comic shop and the eBay. Oh, you use the eBay store, yeah. My comic shop eBay store I don't use. Now here's the reason why, Funk off, or Mr. Gretzky. The comic shop eBay store, whatever book you order, say you ordered this book off the My Comic Shop eBay store, they would charge about, my math sucks, so I'm sorry, just bear with me, $13.99 for this. Okay? Maybe $13.33 on their eBay store. Shipping be about the same. If you order it, but if you type the same title in on the mycomicshop.com web store, the book would be $9.99. So they upcharge on the eBay store. Why do they upcharge? Well, they upcharge because of the eBay fees. You know what I mean? So whenever you can, get the title, get the grade, but go back to their website, get it from their website, and you'll pay at least 10%, usually 10% cheaper. 3 to 10% cheaper, whatever, but you'll get it for cheaper. So remember that. Definitely remember that. Golden Car says, when they found the old shipping label, they just looked me up and said I was a great customer and wanted to help me out. And I'm sure, like Golden Car, if you're like me and you've done a lot of business with them and you've emailed them and you've gotten to know the staff, because their support staff, they really start to remember you as a customer. I mean, it's that damn good, you know. And man, I really miss their brick and mortar store. Sabrina, man. Sabrina was awesome. Freddie was there. They had this, like, the manager of the store was really cool. I can't remember his name because he wasn't there as much, but he looked just like Dan Didio. Miss Hustle says she wishes her shop was closer and not almost 3 hours away. Ooh, Miss Hustle, that sucks. 3 hours. Miss Funkle says, yeah, that does suck. That's horrible, man. But anyway, you know, that's about my haul. Let me see if I can put these books somewhere where they won't get... Oh, snap. Oh, crackle pop. All my books fell forward. Try to put these in this box here. In one of my boxes anyway, in front of some, damn, the box is still coming forward. I don't know why that is. Freaking scoot back some. Jeez, Flash books. And put these Dark Shadows books in the, woo, almost lost some books there. Put these Dark Shadows books in the front of this short box here. All right, and then I've got my Injustice. I got my Dick Tracy right there. I'm going to close out with a little devotional here. As many of you know, February 21st, yesterday, Billy Graham died. If you don't know Billy Graham, he's probably the most influential, famous evangelic preacher of the 20th century. Very good man. What got me in a lot of the news articles today, reading about him, it was like they kept talking about. Let me just type in. Let's just type in Billy Graham real quick on Google. Okay. Let's go. Let's do a screen share here real quick. Is it monitor? Yeah. Billy Graham, evangelist, pastor, and counselor to presidents, dead at 99. And there he is there. But a lot of the news articles about Billy Graham today was, counselor to presidents, right? And let's see. There was another article off of I can't remember the website, but can I click top? Let's do this. Yeah, Billy Graham's nephew isn't mourning his passing. And why isn't he mourning his rent? Well, I mean, he's in heaven right now. He's having an excellent time, right? Let's see. Great uniter leaves behind a divided, nation probably? Divided evangelicalism. With his legacy of nonpartisan outreach continue. That pretty much, he was raised Southern Baptist, but he was all about non-denomination. And the thing about it was, there was something I didn't really like about the news that when they were portraying Billy Graham, because they talked about he helped presidents out, but then there was some stuff he said about the Jewish people during the Nixon days, and he said that a lot of Nixon was complaining about Jewish people were doing something, and then Billy Graham kind of chimed in and kind of agreed with him, but Billy Graham didn't even remember saying that. But Billy Graham didn't shy away or say he didn't say it or anything. He says, well, I don't remember saying it, but I guess I did say it. And then of course he apologized. But it's just like legend. Sometimes I say stuff too and I need to apologize and stuff like that. But the thing that got me was the news articles. They were talking about counselor to presidents and things like that, and then all this other stuff, and or they would try to find bad stuff about the man or whatever. But if you really think about it, I mean, all of the people that he introduced to Christ, I mean, must have been in the millions. I mean, because he's preacher, a lot of revivals, preached in front of packed. They say he preached in front of packed stadiums. He's one of the first ones to get on the radio, one of the first ones to get on the TV, and he wasn't like the other preachers, the TV preachers, to where they're making all this money and stuff like that. Billy Graham was always open with the financial stuff that he had. He said he in the 80s or whatnot, he said he would give himself a salary of $50,000 or something. What most mega church preachers probably get or something like that. He wasn't buying Ferraris or whatever, stuff like that. But one thing that the news, the mass media, of course, they have all this stuff, but they kind of nitpick. They try to find negatives on this man, and this man's probably, one of the greatest men in the history of all humanity. You know what I mean? He's not Leonardo da Vinci or, Steve Jobs, or, he's not like a Albert Einstein or a Hawking or anything. But I mean, as far as all of those people I just mentioned, they do man's work. This guy does God's work. You know what I mean? I hate when I get teary-eyed about stuff. But I'm going to share something with you. Stupid the world, the world we live in. It's really stupid. All right, so I want to read this one. This is his devotional book, and I'm behind on doing my daily devotionals because a lot of times I don't get back in here, and usually I do them when I'm in my little computer comic book room. So this one is called "Christ Provides the Cure," and one thing that Billy Graham, he wasn't like your normal everyday, Sunday preacher. The message, a lot of the times, I would say 99% of the time, the message was always the same. And it was always to bring people to Christ. That was the message. Because at the end of the day, for any preacher or any, spiritual leader, that is what you're on God's earth to do. I'm not a preacher. I don't have no church congregation or any of that kind of stuff. But one thing that happens to me is I get so mixed up in worldly things, worldly possessions. Not so much anymore. I mean, I'm kind of on the way out of the whole comic book collecting thing. I don't have to be like the Joneses, as the 9-2 Crew says. I don't have to have the hottest books. I just collect my favorite characters. I read my favorite characters. I enjoy talking about the books, looking at the art, and enjoying that passion with other people. I like playing video games, but it's not something that overwhelms me in life. And a lot of times, the great legend himself can forget about that message. Keep your eyes on the prize. And for me, keeping my eyes on the prize it's a different message for me, opposed to, say, like your everyday YouTuber or your comic book collector or your moviegoer or video game collector or the stuff we watch on YouTube, us like-minded folks watch on YouTube. Keeping eyes on the prize isn't like getting an AF-15 or Wolverine's first appearance in Hulk 181. I've had the chances to buy all that kind of stuff. The reason I didn't buy it is, one, I'm not keeping up with the Joneses. Two, Fantastic Four is the world's greatest comic magazine. But, so for me, and being 40 years old and getting older and looking back at the things that I've done throughout my little career on YouTube, life is different, and we look at things like the 2018 want list, how that want list can change because you're going to have differences. Things are just going to get different. One day you may like the color blue, the next day you may like the color red, so everything always changes, throughout, your days, throughout your hours, throughout your minutes, throughout your seconds. I mean, everything always changes in your likes, dislikes, and things like that. And sometimes, even myself, I'm not perfect, I'll forget some important things, and then I'll get these reminders, spiritual reminders. Of course, yesterday was a pretty big day because the greatest preacher of all time, I would probably have to say, and it's kind of weird because you may say, nah, get out of here, but probably the greatest preacher since Paul the Apostle, and that's the God's honest truth. I mean, because Paul the Apostle, that's a pretty big time preacher, but Billy Graham just as much. And Billy Graham, out of every single preacher that has ever walked this earth or told the good news of Jesus Christ dying on the cross for our sins, Billy Graham has probably led more people to Christ, So God bless him and his life, and he continues to do work till this day, not on this physical plane, but up in heaven. He's doing God's work always. So that's why, the nephew's, not sad or anything, because he knows that he'll be able to see his uncle very soon. So this one's called Christ Provides the Cure. And the verse of the background for this is the verse in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17. If anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. So Billy Graham says, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could find a medicine that would absolutely cure human nature's weaknesses and failures? And God knows I've got a lot of weaknesses. I got a lot of failures. Failures like conflict, discontent, and unhappiness plague people everywhere. Not just in our own comic book community or YouTube community, gaming community, cooking community, truth community. Conflict, discontent, and unhappiness plague people everywhere. But suppose a cure could be found for humanity's ills. It would cause a worldwide stampede. So if there was some kind of magical cure, and believe me, in the future you're going to be promised this magical cure. If you take that mark of the beast, you're going to be promised that. Some of you, I won't be with you forever like I will be with some of my Christian brothers and sisters. I'll be with y'all forever in heaven. But some of you won't be with the great legend. Or more importantly, Jesus for that matter. That's who we're talking about. But that would cause a worldwide stampede. But the most thrilling news in the world, and it's not in this book when this book was published or yesterday when Billy Graham died, but it is today, people. February 22nd, 2018. The most thrilling news in the world is that there is a cure. God has provided the medicine. And that medicine, in quotes, is his son, Jesus Christ. Now, through him, our sins can be forgiven, and by his Holy Spirit within us, that's right there for me, our lives can be changed and renewed. So, sin, confusion, disillusionment can be replaced by righteousness, joy, and hope. Our souls can know peace, a peace that is not dependent on outward circumstances. This cure was provided 2,000 some odd years ago by Jesus Christ's death and resurrection for us. Is he working daily in your life, changing you and making you more like him? And that question I have to ask myself quite often, because, a lot of times the great legend can get off kilter, get off the racetrack. Sometimes my eyes aren't on the prize like they should be. But then, at the end of the day, I'll do my devotional, I'll pray to the Lord, I'll read the Bible, and then I'll always find something that puts me back on track with my main goal. My main goal for eyes on the prize is to be with the Lord Jesus Christ. And through that Holy Spirit, and through that spiritual power that I do have, one of those main goals is to bring other people to Jesus Christ. Now, I'm probably never going to be able to do it like Billy Graham, but with all my friends and all my subscribers, I'm going to make damn sure y'all know the message that God has for you. He's delivering that message through me so I can deliver it to you. Now, like I said, I'm no saint. I cuss like a sailor. I get pissed at the wicked ways of others in the YouTube comic book community. That's for damn sure. And I've given up hope on a few of them. A few of them this week. I said, I'm done with those people. Those people, those cancers to the community. I'm freaking done with them. I've tried to help them, but I will not stand for people that bully other people. Okay? There's certain people out there that have bullied a lot of people. I'm not going to give any names of the bullies or the ones that have been bullied. But I'm not standing up for it anymore, you know? So I'm I'm getting some of that Jesus chemo. I'm getting that Jesus chemo. I'm getting all that cancer and all of that crap and all that negativity of others, all of that jealousy of others, all of that hate because other people have more subscribers, more views, more watching hours, more successful live shows like that Kick-Ass Cat Rebel Cat show. I'm not jealous of those shows, but some people are jealous of those shows, and they backtalk those people. They talk trash about those people, and I'm not going to put up with it anymore. You know, if I see you doing that, I'm going to talk some trash back to you, you know? Because just because I'm a Christian and I believe in Jesus Christ dying on the cross for my sins, I'm not going to stand by and see good people hurt, you know? So that's kind of why the week has been kind of hard for me, stressfully and emotionally, not in my personal family life or personal work life, but my YouTube life. It's been kind of hard because I've had to break some, I've had to, you know, cut the cord on some of these evil people. Just not going to put up with it anymore, you know. But I really appreciate y'all. I'm going to check the chat one last time. Yep, Mr. Gretzky knows he's a big Fantastic Four. I will get an 8 AF-15 for my son Sunday. Golden Car, I know, man. That's a good book. It's an expensive book. I wouldn't say it's a rare book, but it's an expensive book because it's Amazing Fantasy 15, first appearance of Spider-Man. Yep, even a 1.0, a 0.5, anything you can get, man. Get the real deal copy. Maybe get a slab, keep it protected, and then you can get the reprint, you know. Miss Hustle says, I will never own a book that expensive, but maybe shoes if I ever get rich, LOL. Well, you know, you can get rich by getting a lot of money, but you're also rich when you have Jesus in your heart, you know. Because it kind of, you know, it's funny. It's like it really, the older I get, the more at ease I am. Even like some months, like if I'm running like out of money or whatever, or I'm like living paycheck to paycheck, which I haven't done in a long time. I'm pretty set for life. But I mean, you know, like even like with the stresses, you know, just spending, you know, your daily time to talk to God and you know, stuff like that. Man, that's being called rich in the Holy Spirit, you know. And I really just enjoy y'all so much. I think I've been going on. Hey, there's OMG. OMG, I'm sorry I didn't get your comment, brother. Rob Jesus didn't have four walls surrounding him, my friend. I know, right? He is everywhere, all day, every day, man. Doing it right. Spreading it. That's what it's all about. So I encourage everyone to kind of, you know, wherever you are, you know, like work. And I know like some workplaces you're not supposed to talk about your religions, and you know how they kind of do. But if you can kind of like, you know, spill it a little bit onto some people, you know, that's the way to do it right there. But shoot, man, the Great Legend Show, we unfiltered here. We preach and show some good books and talk about good times. This Friday, I'm going to talk a little bit about this Canadian guy. And what it is it's a guy who he was really high on the I don't want y'all to do your homework on it because I want y'all to be surprised, but he he tells the truth on the Illuminati and how the New World Order and all that stuff's out there. And I know it's out there. European Union. I mean, a lot of stuff in England. I mean, you just know, you know. They're doing some really horrible, bad stuff. It's evil. It's devil stuff, man. It's so creepy, so devilly. I mean, I don't even know if devilly is a word, but you could totally tell, man, we're in the end times. And one thing about Billy Graham, I think for all men that preach the word, whether it be deacons, missionary workers, um, church workers, I think God keeps those women and men and women alive a long, long time because they're witnesses. You know, they're witnesses for Him. They talk about the gift of Jesus Christ. And what's so cool? Well, yeah, it's pretty cool to think about. But in a sense, you do get sad because it kind of sucks when a great leader like this passes away, like Billy Graham. And but you always remember what was in the Bible. I don't remember the verse, but once everyone around the world has heard the good news, that's when Jesus will be coming in a thief in the night to rapture all the Christians out. You know what I mean? So I truly believe dying at the age of 99 years old, and how divided United States is, how divided the whole planet is. I mean, you could tell, you could watch all my Legends Truth videos and you can tell that we are in the end times, and if you're on the fence about, letting Jesus in, I mean, don't be on the fence about it. I'm going to do some more Legends Truths. I kind of like to spread it out a little because I don't want to beat you over the head with it, but I want everyone to just know, I mean, to be filled, with the Holy Spirit. It's so good. It's so good. And if you ever have like hard days or bad days on YouTube, or you're getting a negative vibe off people or jealous people or whatever, you know what I mean. I'm not going to keep going on and on about it. But tomorrow night, make sure if you're really into comics, and I know you're really into comics, or you wouldn't watch this show probably. And I got to get on Amazon and do that dumb label thing. But make sure you watch JLS Comic Conversation tomorrow night with Jesse, JLS Comics. Edwin, Strictly Comics, put out a great video today on buying and selling books on Facebook, Instagram. And he got him a Hulk 181, which was really cool. So go by and tell Edwin on Strictly Comics, congrats, Hulk 181. He got a great raw copy, probably in the 5s, that he's going to try to press up to 7.5 or so. Boston Chris, a.k.a. Buckshot33, and Edwin, Exile State Comics. And right after that show's over, make sure you check out Rebel Cat live on Rebel Comics channel, where it's Rebel Comics and Cat Ren Figures go over their top 10 favorite artists with special guest, my Christian brother, my brother in Christ, Alex the Comic Hoarder. Man, I tell you what, I mean, I get emotional because me and Alex, we pray for each other. We give great spiritual messages like every week. We usually on the weekends we're cool because we're spending time with our families, and that's what it's all about. And it's all about spending time with family instead of put your family, God first, then your family, then your YouTube stuff. But Alex and me, we usually check in with each other normally every Monday morning. And, God has blessed me with a friendship that I'll have for eternal life, man. And a lot of you guys, I mean, I've chatted more lately with Golden Car and OMG Chris and Hoodad, of course. Me and Hoodad always. Jason Smith. Jason I talk to pretty much at least every other day. I probably talk to Rebel Comics and Jason Smith the most. But I have some important conversations with everyone, and if you ever want to talk about anything, my door's always open. You can find me. I have had to block some people this week. I had to lock the door. I don't know how long that door will be locked. Probably a long time. When you get messed over like 4 or 5 times by the same people, whew, I just gonna lock the door. But Yeah, I do still pray for those people too, but only, only, only Jesus can save them now. But anyway, enough of that sad stuff. But yeah, man, I'm so blessed to be in a great community, and I thank God every day for each and every one of you that come out and watch the Great Legend Show. And I'm so glad y'all we enjoy each other's company. So I want to give some good love to man Thomas Churchill. I want to watch some more Thomas Churchill videos, probably starting tomorrow and Friday Legends Truths. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to be watching some Thomas Churchill before I watch some other live shows. Miss Hustle, chat with me anytime. You know, I know sometimes I may say some stuff that you don't agree with, or you might think I'm an old fogey or something, but I got a lot of love for you, and I'm always praying for you. I'm always looking out for you. Golden Car Comics, probably one of the best fathers, that any other father can aspire to be more like. I mean, the love he has for his son, it's like bar none 11,970, and I'm not talking WLC. Who else did we have tonight? Mr. Gretzky, man. He's been with me probably since 2011 when I first came on. When I first came into the, God, was it 2010? No, it was 2011. Summer of 2011. 2009 YouTube channel, my gaming stuff. But yeah, Mr. Gretzky's been with me for what, Gretzky? About 7 years? It's insane. 8 years, I guess. 8 years pretty soon. It'll be 8 years. Me and Gretzky have been together and hanging out, and he's an awesome guy. OMG Chris. Like I said, I've always chatted off and on with OMG. OMG's a staple of the live shows. He's got a phenomenal channel himself. Tons of great hauls. He loves the Jason converted into the Hannibal Lecter mask. Hey, I didn't know you had a Roger Rabbit shirt. I was looking at the Roger Rabbit comics on mycomicshop.com because I remember having some of those in junior high. That was actually, I could say, I can almost say I think I got Amazing Spider-Man 316 before I got that Roger Rabbit book. But I had a Roger Rabbit issue 3, that roller coaster cover, back in the day as well. That was cool. Funk Off. It's good to see Funk Off always. We had Rebel Comics. We had Higgs. His brother was here. Spider Comics 7. Silent Blade. I will check out some of your Overwatch videos pretty soon. Beyond the Blast Door is another epic channel. Goomba 213. Goomba. A lot of great people tonight. Making sure I didn't miss anybody. The chat was really hopping. Oh, Richard. White Nova Comics. Like I said, Thomas Churchill. Jason Smith. Everybody watching. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I love you, even though we not always think alike, And I didn't mean nothing by the, I love diversity. I mean, I really do, and I get teary-eyed over a lot of things like that I see that, that wasn't, mainstream like when I was growing up, but like when I see stuff now, I remember when the Disney movie Frog Princess came out. Like when I first saw that trailer, I just started crying because that was the first time I had ever seen a black character, and it was a black female character. It was a black Disney princess character, like main event or like star in a cartoon show before. And I eyeballed during that because that was pretty amazing. Because and Thomas Churchill, you can attest to this. I mean, it's the same. It's been the same stuff all the damn time. It's like always the same ass stuff. So I am a big proponent of diversity and feminism and stuff like that. I'm not an SJW person because SJWs, they complain and moan. Like about the comic books. Oh, we need to have more females in the comics. We need to have more diversity in the comics. And the thing about it is, there is females and diversity in the comics, but the SJWs, they don't read those comics. And then the ones when they get on Twitter and all that stuff and they complain about stuff currently in modern time, the thing about it is Marvel do it, but the SJWs aren't buying those books. So the SJWs drum up all the controversy, but they're not buying the books. It's still all this old people buying the books, and then the old people are like complaining because they don't like the female Thor or Riri Williams. Or my big thing didn't have to do with any of that. My big thing was they canceled Fantastic Four. That like pissed me off, So anyway, I love everything, White Nova, man. I'm about to get off here, man. I'm going to print this Amazon thing because I got some damaged hardcovers, and then I'm in the sack. And I'm going to get some little bubbly, too, some little Coke Zero as well for a little nightcap, or morning cap, if you will. But anyways, love each and every one of you. Y'all take care. Make sure you check out Rebel Cat tomorrow night following JLS Comic Conversation. And then on Friday, we'll be live with the Legends Truth, talking about the Illuminati and the New World Order, the NWO Friday, and not Hogan, Hall, and Nash, although I do love Scott Hall. It's my favorite wrestler of all time. But we'll be doing all that stuff real soon. This is the Great Legend saying peace out. God bless.